What is going on, everybody?
It is me, Tristan.
And me, Jackson.
And we are here with an evening cup. Happy New Year. It's officially 2022. And we're excited. We got a lot of good things planned. We're ramping some things up. 2022, we're excited. We've been, reflecting on 2021 and beyond, really. We've been trying to kind of remember all of the things that Cafe Rica has done, been, and achieved in 5-ish years. So it's been pretty cool if you've been seeing our social posts.
Yeah, a lot of the I don't want to say recycling, but we're reintroducing a lot of our new customers and guests with our old story.
Yeah,
so that has been pretty nice to hear people coming in and saying, "Oh my God, I didn't know you guys started a BC Cargo. That's really cool." So it's just like one way to kind of even remind ourselves that not everybody that comes in here knows exactly who we are and how we started.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, I've said it so many times, we almost forget that people haven't heard it, our story. So it's super exciting to, like Jack said, reintroduce our history with new people. So today, speaking of reintroducing, nice segue there, we are here with another Grand Rapids, Michigan business company, Eastern Kille Distillery, based out of the Monroe neighborhood in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
What does Kille stand for?
It is a Middle Dutch for riverbank, which they are located on the banks of the Grand Rapids or Grand River. Sorry, I wanted to say Red Cedar, but
we're not in East Lansing.
We're not in East Lansing. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. So Grand River over in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They're right off of the bank of that great river. Now they became a company in 2014, but they rebranded in 2020. Can you tell us a little about that, Jack?
Yeah. So I was actually talking with some of my friends who are pretty versed in some local distilleries, and we couldn't really figure out where Eastern Kille was or what they were because we hadn't really heard anything about them ever. And if they're being distributed through Michigan through a distributor, they got to be kind of big. And that is because they were formerly Gray Skies Distillery in Grand Rapids. Now, I still haven't heard of that, but that would explain why we don't really have any working knowledge of Eastern Kille.
Yeah. And they put in for a trademark in 2019 or so. I don't know. They tried to trademark it.
Yeah, they were trying to trademark their name Gray Skies, and Campari America LLC, which is a subsidiary of the Italian company, filed a trademark claim saying Gray Skies might be confusing to customers because they own Sky Vodka.
Yeah.
So they had to battle that out in court, and they settled, and Eastern Kille is now
the name,
and the branding is beautiful.
It really is. The Highland Group is the one that did all the branding?
Yeah, so we read a little article on I think it was one of them was on MLive, and then we actually saw the marketing deck for Eastern Kille on the Highland Group's website, and they are the advertising and marketing firm that handled the rebrand.
Very beautiful, very, very sleek, modern, but still kind of gives you that, I don't know, homey feel. Like this is not, I mean, it's hand bottled. It's really nice.
Remember how we were looking at this website trying to figure out what their name used to be?
Yeah.
Well, client, Eastern Kille Distillery, Gray Skies Distillery. And then in some of the marketing materials, it says Gray Skies is now Eastern Kille. We completely looked over that part. I think I was just impressed by the actual marketing itself. And like, how comprehensive this deck was.
Yeah, I'm be honest. We were looking for a new subject for the show, and we were looking at Imperial Beverages catalog, and we're just scrolling, and they had a picture of what they have on their deck. And the saying was, it's not complicated, but it's not simple. And I believe Josh was in the area while we were looking at it, and we're like, what?
What does that even mean?
Yeah. So that it got us. What does it mean to be not complicated but not simple?
Kind of sounds like what Red Dog used to say on their cans, uncommonly smooth.
Yeah.
Which I've always said, they're not lying. It's uncommon how smooth that beer is. Because it's not smooth at all.
Yeah. So the branding, awesome. Super, super clean.
Love it. Absolutely love it. It's one of the better local like spirits or distillery advertising I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Like I said, very modern, but still has that homey feel. I think it's
and their tap or their tasting room just looks great.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Kind of looks like Cafe Rica. Not gonna lie.
What? Well, the tables and the chairs are pretty. I mean, the tables are butcher's block tables, which is very similar to what ours is. It's very, very in vogue now.
In vogue. Yeah. So a little bit more about them. They do vodka, whiskey, gin, bourbon. Like Jack said, they have a tasting room.
I think my favorite part, if I may digress, about this marketing deck is what they call their vodka. It's called utility vodka, and I don't think I've ever heard of anything just more appropriate than that, because that is what vodka is. It's a soulless utility liquor, because if you just get straight vodka, it doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, it's not supposed to. What are the names that they got for the?
So
other
they have the
things?
utility vodka. That's a nice blue and white.
It is really nice.
And they have
nice
the
pack.
Michigan Straight Rye Whiskey,
which is what we're going to be tasting today.
What we're going to be tasting to mirror Tristan. Then there is a barrel finished gin, and it's a nice Robin's Egg Blue.
That's blue, not
is that green? I don't know. Maybe it's a nice coral green. Who the hell knows? Then they have a coffee liqueur.
Interesting. I want to try that. Okay, so yes. Also on the branding, it's got. Is it when it's water? It's not typography, right? What's it called? Depth chart, I guess. I don't know. On the bottle of Lake Michigan. Yes.
Oh, it's not topography because it's underography.
Is it?
Doubtful.
Underography.
Doubtful that's what it is.
I'm glad I put the right button down. Normally I pick not that one. So yeah. Trademark dispute.
Never mind.
What's it called?
Not what I was just looking at. Oh, well, shit. Yeah, I guess it is. Bathymetry.
All right. So the lines that tell you how deep something is on water.
Bathymetry, like symmetric. I can't talk right now. Bathymetry. That's what it's going to be.
All right. What's the little saying on the top of the band?
Crafted from the Great Lakes.
Ooh, nice. And what batch are we tasting today?
All right. The batch is 21-2, and it's going to be bottle number 1460. There is a little thing here on the top label. It says, taken from Middle Dutch for Riverbed. Eastern Kille Distillery sits near the eastern banks of the Grand River in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where our whiskey is crafted from grain and double pot distill aged for at least 2 years in charred new oak barrels. This straight rye is made in small batches from hand-selected barrels to achieve a spicy, unforgettable whiskey.
So this is a rye? Or what? Yeah,
Michigan Straight Rye Whiskey.
Oh, I think I wrote down bourbon whiskey. Yeah, I did. So we're tasting rye today. Okay, cool. Good to hear. So it's a Hoven. It's a young batch.
Young batch, yep.
Young batch. Okay, so sweet. I think let's pour it out. The color's really nice. Not the darkest, not the lightest. It does remind me more of a whiskey rather than a bourbon. But it's not a bourbon, so that would make sense.
So that checks out.
Yeah. I don't do. Is there? So can you tell me why rye is rye?
So generally, from my understanding, as we know, bourbon disinfect. Bourbon has to be at least 51% corn on its mash bill. And rye, I believe, I'm going to take a leap out here and say a majority of the mash bill is rye.
Okay. Because
you're trying to get that nice rye flavor, which in my experience is typically a little spicier.
Right. So a little spicy, a little bit more peppery, right? We're looking at
some savory,
sweet, right?
spices. I wouldn't call like peppers necessarily to be a savory spice because they are, fruit in the end of it.
Right. And you're talking like peppercorn is what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Peppercorn, I guess sage can be a little spicy sometimes, I think.
Some basil? Or is that sweet? I guess it depends on the basil.
I think basil's kind of sweet. But yeah, I guess it does depend because I think Thai basil is a little bit more savory.
Yeah.
Basil's wild. They have basil that literally smells like lemons. So
lemon basil. All right. So here are great tasting glasses. We did get a recommendation that said we should get real tasting glasses. We're gonna work on that, I think. Ooh, that's like Concord grape smell. That's the smell I got.
Yeah, kind of like off the nose immediately. Nice like a spicy grape.
Yeah,
because you can definitely smell that it's a little spicy. You can smell the rye,
like the grapes that used to be in Mom and Dad's backyard. That's
the homegrown Concord grapes with the seed in them.
Yep.
We had to learn the hard way that there are seeds in them. I don't think George ever told us. So we just ran out there and we were like, oh yeah, grapes. Crunch.
Yeah. Break a tooth. That's fine. It'll grow back. So this is a very nice smell. It's got a little bit of caramel in it. A little bit fruity with the grape, with the caramel. I don't believe they gave us a tasting or smelling aroma notes, so we're just going in blind here.
Give me a sec. I can look them up.
All right. But yeah, this is pleasant. I don't know if it's because it's a Hoven, or what, but I'm typically not a rye guy. More of a bourbon that's more sweet for me. It's, it just doesn't do anything for me when I'm drinking that's the spicier bourbons or Jack's got something funny.
So I have the nose, palate, and finish tasting notes.
Okay.
So off the nose, you said you got Concord grapes.
Yeah.
This says on the nose, fresh rye bread, which is why I laughed and said, "Well, no shit."
All right. So rye smells like rye bread. Gotcha. What we gonna go in for the taste now?
Well,
Check out some whiskey on his glasses. He's cleaning.
So yeah,
them
let's
off.
go in for the taste, and then I will taste. You'll taste, and I'll tell you what they say it should be.
Okay.
Salute.
Yep, that's a rye. That's for sure spicy.
Oh yeah, this has a nice burn.
Yeah, it's not bad. Tasting a little bit of, I think, licorice. Some black licorice, or maybe it's red. It's maybe red licorice. I'm gonna go with red licorice. Let me guess. Tasting notes: rye bread.
No. So there's on the palate, and then there's on the finish.
On the finish, I'm getting red licorice.
Red licorice on the finish, folks. Anything else?
No, it's a little bit peppery.
So on the finish, it is black pepper and cinnamon.
Huh.
Definitely get the black pepper.
Yeah. A little bit of the cinnamon. Let me guess.
What do you think on the palate?
Is it oak?
On the palate?
Yeah. Okay.
dark fruit, baking spice, and chocolate.
I'm perplexed by the baking spice note. I just don't I feel like that's not what I would describe something as.
So I also don't know how to describe a baking spice.
Not good.
I don't like what spice. I mean, you can bake with all sorts of spices.
Like I'm thinking like baking soda and baking powder, right? That's what came to my mind. I was like, I don't want to taste baking soda.
Let's ask the Google.
Yeah. So you said what was on the dark fruit?
Dark fruit.
Okay. So
baking spice,
a Concord grape. Okay.
And chocolate.
Chocolate. I can. Chocolate's weird for me. I mean, it's there. It's got some of that.
There is a British baking spice blend.
Really? It's red?
So it is cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, allspice, and ginger.
Okay. I got it now. It
is a blend of sweet, warm spices and is as popular in Europe as pumpkin pie spice is in the U.S.
Oh, so this is the PSL of the rye.
It's the BSL. Baking spice latte. So if I'm reading this recipe here correctly, it is apple pie spice.
Yeah.
I mean, you got nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice, ginger, and cloves.
Yeah, actually, because I can see why they say cinnamon on the finish more than
100%. It's a
the pepper and the cinnamon.
It's a cinnamony ground pepper. Like if you mixed up cinnamon ground pepper, that's what it does taste like.
And it kind of does taste like apple pie filling.
Well, like I said, once I read what it was, I was like, okay, I get that. But I was like, what the hell is baking spice?
Yeah. No, I can see it now. I don't know. How are you feeling about it? Like I said, not a rye guy. You can drink rye.
I do. I've actually become more of a rye guy recently. I think it depends on the rye, but like I'd like to get my old fashions made with rye.
Yeah, is that because it's old fashions are made with simple, and so you take away some of that sweet?
Yeah, kind of regular sweet bourbons to me, it makes it a little too sweet. So I think the ryeness, the rye kind of levels that out.
Yeah, I can see that. This one's so this actually, so to me, Bullet Bourbon is not super sweet. It is sweeter. I don't like the rye, but I can dig this. This one's not bad. It's definitely really cool to sip. Neat. Like it was not off-putting right away.
No, I enjoy this quite a bit actually. It's got a very unique flavor, I think. It's not it's
the Grand River.
Yeah. The soothing waters of the Grand River. I don't know, maybe this is just the, middle-aged man growing in me, but I actually kind of like we said, didn't used to like rye. I kind of like rye now.
He'll take your finest IPA. Yeah. So this is I don't know if my palate's changed or not, but I can palate this and actually enjoy it.
It definitely has a bread aroma. Like, smell that again. Like it kind of smells like a loaf of bread. A little bit weedy for sure, in some nature, which I dig.
I mean, bread's always good. Chad's been baking up some breads.
Real dense stuff.
His garlic bread was phenomenal, though. I'm not gonna lie. He put some cheese on it for New Year's. It was slapping with 3 P's.
Yeah. So this has a definitively more savory flavor.
Yes.
Than many whiskeys.
It's got flavor, unlike many whiskeys.
Yeah.
I don't like bourbons. I can dig whiskeys, not so much, unless it's an Irish whiskey.
Yeah, this is very flavorful.
Throw the Canadian whiskey away.
Just pick it up, put it in the trash. I saw some like aged 12-year-old Crown Royal somewhere the other day, and I was like, why?
Yeah, so you know how you drink that? It's that meme where you take it and then flip the plate upside down so the host doesn't feel bad. I saw that the other day. It was with mushrooms though. So yeah, I would recommend this. The branding's super sick.
Yeah. Besides the fact that it's a good whiskey,
the
branding is awesome. It's very clean. It's to the point. Nice, solid, bright colors. It's very easy to read.
Yeah.
The script, all caps. Man, Cafe Rica's got all caps in their script.
Huh. They have a script logo?
Our Wi-Fi password's in all caps because our regular font doesn't have lowercase.
True that. So yeah, even this year stamp of approval.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right.
I guess I don't know.
What
add on me? I don't know how much it costs.
I believe it was in the 30s, right? I don't think it was overly expensive. I think for a handcrafted bottle of rye, locally sourced. One of the things that their missions are, they want to produce premium spirits from obsessively sourced materials. Ingredients. And so apparently they are super, super into getting the finest ingredients possible.
Oh, they have silver rum.
Ooh, interesting. We find out how much it costs though.
$40 from their bottles to go section on their website.
Yeah, so probably $35 to $40 standard, really, for a bourbon rye. So that's not terrible.
The hell is apple flapping?
It's what we just had.
Apple liqueur crafted from our apple brandy. Makes sense.
Yeah, so we're giving it the stamp of approval if you got time to go to the eastern banks of the Grand River, right on Ottawa Street.
I would check it out. Yeah, 700 Ottawa, on the banks of the old Grand River.
Yeah,
I really like this. It's got a very nice savory flavor to it. There's a little hint of sweetness in the dried fruit, is what I'd say. There is. There's a little bit of sweetness, but overall, it's a savory whiskey, and I dig it.
All right. Sweet. So join us next time when we try Buckshack. It's a Cabernet, but it looks like it's old Western whiskey. Jack will give you a little preview here. Oops.
Wow, a little preview to the remix right here.
Yeah, so 2019 vintage Buckshack.
That was a good year.
Cabernet Sauvignon from the Lake County, California region. Bourbon barrel aged, I believe. So
produced and bottled by Shannon Family of Wines.
Yeah, ye old buckshot. Check.
14.5% by volume, aged in bourbon barrels.
All right, that's next time. We'll catch you then.
Take it easy.
See you.